Hello, we're back. It's day 58, 100. These days are just, wow. It feels like it's been forever, but also not. And today we're working on a Markdown preview. I've never done anything like this before, so pretty excited. See what we can get done with. Alright, so what do we have to do in the Markdown preview? So we can use any mix, and we're going to need to use a front-end framework. So that we know already. So we need a text area element with a corresponding ID of editor. And a preview. When I enter text in the editor element, the preview element is updated as I type to display the content of the text area. When I enter GitHub flavored Markdown in the editor element, the text is rendered as HTML in the preview element of the type. You don't need to pass Markdown yourself, you can import the Mark library for this. So we don't need to do it? I thought we were going to have to do it ourselves. Okay. When my Markdown preview first loads, the default text in the editor field should contain valid Markdown that represents at least one of each of the following elements: a header, a subheader, a link, inline code, code block, a list item, a block quote, an image, and border text. When my Markdown preview first loads, the default Markdown in the editor field should be rendered as HTML in the preview element. Optional bonus, you do not need to make this test pass. When I click a link rendered by Markdown preview, the link is opened up in a new tab. Is this part of it, I wonder? Are we gonna have to set up an environment for this again? And, I think we might have to. Studies. I'm gonna try something different this time. I'm gonna try importing React as libraries. They literally have a Markdown editor right here. How crazy is this? Wow, JSX makes it so much... So you don't have to create element every time. Wow. What? JSX really does make it that simple. Huh. So... Why don't they have a download? Get started. As well as Babel. Don't use this in production. I wonder why. They don't specify. Oh, so Babel is what transpiled it? So you'll set up a JSX preprocessor to convert... Why didn't they teach us this? Wow, okay. Okay. Phew. The thing is, they want us to use React, yet they didn't even teach us how to use it. In terms of, you know, like locally. I mean, we can do it in CodePen, but kind of want to work on an editor, don't you? Might have to set that up another time. But the one that we have is the random quote machine. Not that one. The one on... Can I get the random quote machine, please? There we go. That's the one we did last night. Just copy this, right? And just edit this. because that's exactly what I did. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna fork this, and then we're getting somewhere, and then name this a Markdown previewer. I'm just trying to make sure that I did make a copy of it. That would suck if I didn't. Yeah, there we go. Gonna have nothing in here for now. No CSS whatsoever. And this is going to be bold a Markdown preview. We'll just use this, then having to reset up React again until I figure out like a better way to deal with that. The fonts might have to change as well. In fact, I'm going to remove that call to the fonts for now. If we get fonts, we're going to have to change that. Okay, so this .state gonna have that, whatever state is gonna be. Will that handle Markdown? Just zoom in so that you guys can also see what I'm working on. I'm gonna have to, yeah, use our editor. And save it as JSX. Oh, that's cool. Class Markdown, handle Markdown. Gonna be handle Markdown instead. Probably rename that to app.js, shouldn't we? Because that's what they use. There we go. And that's all I'm gonna need. The HTML is obviously gonna be different. But for now, what do we need? Let us look at the requirements. Text area, ID of editor. That's gonna have to be in our HTML. Now index.html file. Let me just create that. Index.html. Shove that in there. Cool. So yeah, handle Markdown. What did I want to do? There was something I specifically wanted to do. In the HTML. Oh right, we needed a text area. What's that ID? Text area. That's the ID, right? I could see an element with the corresponding ID of preview. That's gonna probably be a div. So this needs to be text area. Preview. Sorry, div ID equal to preview. Then I should be able to post this stuff in here. And I should also be able to get this over here. Okay, so we're not gonna have tweet either. And I wonder what we call it. Wait, isn't this supposed to have an extra? Yeah, constructor, yeah, just handles the state. That's fine. Unexpected token? Why? Change something now without realizing it. No. A text area is not allowed? Is that why? What? That's so confusing. Text area? Oh, it's because we can only return a single... No. So I was pretty sure it's because you can only return a single element from render. Unexpected token, why? What am I missing? What? It's not my ESLint messing up, and it is classified as JavaScript. Does it need an ID? No. It's not because it's an ID. What am I literally... What is so different? Is it because of the import? Can't be the import, right? No, not the import, that's the issue. Why is it unexpected? What? Will it do the same if I literally copy this return? Yeah, it does the exact same. Okay, something tells me that it's just because of the way the imports work. So if I just stick this in here, either that or I mess something else up somewhere along the line. You know what? We can remove all of these calls. And comment this out. Much shorter. Super props. Ends reactor component. The only stuff that I would have is if this was component and I had the import, obviously. And then aside from that, have the render as usual. And you would have export default at the end. Yeah, but it's not that. And handle markdown is taken care of. What am I missing then? That it's treating... The render is there, and then it ends with the component. It does. We have an ID of root. Yeah, we do. And if I check the console log, component is not. Oh, hold on. We also forgot. Oh no, we have React and React DOM. We have React DOM.render. Oh, and this needs to be React.component. There you go. Okay. It's just our editor, we can ignore it safely. So what I want is, you put your content on one side and you get the output on the other side. That's essentially what I want to end up with, but for now, just make a little note for myself, because I don't think we're gonna get to that today. But for now, let's get the logic in. So, get the logic in. Should we actually call this Markdown Previewer? That's what it does, right? That's a Markdown previewer. I'm just going to rename that. And then that needs to be a React.component. Let's actually end up copying that and pasting that. Okay, cool. And then we need value, probably. Just call this value instead. And we needed a default one, right? Which was... I want to just add that so I got state covered. It contain valid markdown that represent at least one of each of the following. A header. So... header. A subheader. I think that's 2 of them, right? Oopsie. Subheader? I think that was a link, inline code, and a code block. So a link is something like that. What was the next one? And the next one was the inline code. How's it gonna treat this though? And treat it. That should be fine. So it's inline code, a code block. So many of them. Isn't that just 3 of them? A code block. But yeah, that wouldn't really show as a code block because you need multiple lines. So what if we did something like let string equal to this is a code block. And then you do something like console.log string. So that can be one example. And then the last one would be, wait, not the last one, there's quite a few, geez. A code block, a list item. A single or like multiple? A list item? So it's not like an unordered list. Is that the same? ordered, oh no, it doesn't matter, just a list item. So then I guess we can do list item 3. I wonder how the formatting's actually going to be. We might have to fix that up afterwards. A block quote, an image, and bolded text. Jeez, how many things? A block quote. Is that gonna count, or do we have to escape that? This is a block quote, and then what is the last one? Last? An image and bolded text. I didn't get an image from. I might have to upload something to an image host site, not Imager. I know that blocks stuff from CodePen. Everyone's using it for their projects. So it's gonna have to be we're gonna have to put a link there when we're done. And last but not least, geez, the state of this is going to be awful. I feel bad. And bolded text. Did they refer to it as? Bolded text. There we go. So that's all of that done. I now go stick that in there, and I check my code. I see the state. Which one has my stuff? No, which one has my stuff in it? I searched by the component name, Markdown preview. No. Bad. We'll know if it works when we try to render it. Okay, so anyway, that's the first part that we need. That's the stuff. Preview? Do we have preview? We don't have preview, do we? That's where it's gonna all go. That's where we're gonna output it. When I enter text into the editor element, the preview element is updated as I type to display the content of the text area. Okay. So we're gonna need to... We need something like a handle change component, don't we? So... we need an update value in our set state. So this dot set state needs a object. So value is we're gonna use this on change, aren't we? Then we can call this on the on change. So if we do handle change event, value is event.target.value, I think. Is that not? Is that correct? I think that should be fine. Yeah, and then we also need to bind this, don't we? So this dot handle change equal to this dot handle change dot bind this, so that when we call that, we're not going to get that undefined again. So we need on text area, yeah, it's this one. So on change, it's going to be this dot handle change, and we need to when we're marking for the default text in the editor field should contain valid markdown that represents. Okay, so we need to add from state. So default value equal to this dot state dot value, right? Yeah. I think that's all we need for now. Pop this into our editor and see what we got so far. Wait, yeah, that's... Wait, was it supposed to be in there? Or was it supposed to be on the, Where was it supposed to be? The default text in the editor field should contain valid markdown. The default text in the editor. Should be rendered as HTML in the preview element. Okay, so that is fine, but then we also need to render it. So we need to probably have something like what? Render... Something like render markdown. And then that needs to get called, but we have no idea how we implement that yet. They did say that we can use marked library. Let's figure out if there's a usage for how we do that. Do we just like pass it on? So we add it as a script source. You literally just do marked and you put in what it is. What? Wow, that is so cool. So we're gonna use the min. I wonder what map is. There's still so many things we don't know yet. So then we literally just have marked and then the markdown. That's so cool. So in my code, so just marked this dot state dot value maybe? Can we get away with that? Will that work? I have no idea if that will actually work, but we'll find out now. I mean, for the most part it worked. There might be something here that's wrong, so let me take out the majority of this till I can get it working. We'll bring it back again. But I needed to render that header first correctly. So let's try that. So yeah, no, it's not rendering the header. We might... Mark does not sanitize the output HTML by default. Can we get some examples, demo page? Placed in the p tag, but didn't turn that into I thought it would be. Oh wow. Wait, so you need to do it like that? I thought it was GitHub. What did they specify? GitHub flavored Markdown. So is the issue the fact that I'm thinking of the wrong one? Like, how do you get like an H1 and H2, etc.? That's an H2. Oh. Is that all I was missing? So if I just... Do I need on a new line? That's the thing. Confusing, isn't it? Will that work now? I wonder. Find out. We even gave it an ID. What? I didn't tell it to give it an ID though. And if I didn't add those? Oh, okay, so that did work. But now why The only thing now is, how do we render it as HTML? It's returning it, I think. Because if we have the element already existing in our HTML, then we could just edit the inner HTML. But I wonder if there's another way that we can do that within React itself. Confusing part is, why doesn't it work with the oh, what if I needed a space? It was because I did. Oh, so I just need a space from the actual okay, now we know. Now we know. We might have to check the options for marked, shouldn't we? Apparently, okay, let's see what we've got here. So we got class name. Directly for using inner HTML in a browser. In general, setting HTML for code is risky because it's easy to inadvertently expose users to cross-site scripting, right? So that's one way of doing it, but it's dangerous. What's a better way of doing it then? Is there a better way of doing it? Like Google it, adding inner HTML value to div. Is there a better way instead of dangerous? Wait, but it's render HTML code to React component, isn't it? Oh man, there must be another way around this. This got complicated so quickly. Another... dangerously set a inner HTML. I don't really want to use that. But what can we do? Maybe if we figure out a better way. Then we can change that. I need to close that. Add two divs? What? No, hold on. That's the right div. What's going on? Oh, you should have it like that. Okay, let's go test and see what we've got so far. Yeah, okay. So that works. We just gotta remember that we changed this to that now. That works. But as I'm changing this, it should change it. Hey, that works! So it already works. That's pretty cool. What happens if you add like actual paragraph tags? Oh, that's cool. It handles that too. So that's like block quote. That's so cool. So the default value every time we change something. Okay, let me bring the rest of this stuff now that broke it the first time. So then we add subheader, and then we add a link. This should work fine. You know what? I think I might change this because it'll be too hard to manage this, won't it? Trying to do it in state like that. So let's have a variable. They refer to it as. It uses string literal actually. Unexpected keyword default. Is it reserved? Oh, it's probably, yeah, it's reserved. Okay. Then what I'm thinking is have these, but we can have these on a new line then, can't we? Because it's a string literal. Then I won't have to worry about editing it like this. Move that. I hope I'm right. Then I could just set value to code markdown. And then why did I close that? There we go. What have we got now? Is it still the same? No, not quite. Almost like the spacing or what? Where are the spaces? Oh, is it because of that? Is that why? Was that the only issue? Oh my god! Solved the problem. Sweet. Sweet. Cool. We solved the problem. Then that can end like that, can't it? Is that? Oh, it starts with a blank line too. Wait, why don't we just put that on the new line? There. Yes. There we go. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. So we got header, subheader, link. Now the rest will be easy to add. Some inline code. We have to escape that, don't we? And an image, and then finally bolded text. But now we have to escape each of these, I think. Why is the image there with what? How'd you get outside of the... How'd you get back? Image on the other line. Are we getting somewhere? Bolded text is... Oh, so we need them like... Okay, that's probably what's happening. I just separate all of them like this. Yeah, that looks better. Wait, that's inline code. That needs to be some inline code that I need to add. That's the basics, I think, covered. Header, subheader, link. Yeah, so we need to eventually put this to that side. This our mark. I want to just get the code out of the way so that tomorrow is just the putting up part. If we get the code right, then we good. Let's see how far we are so far. Markdown preview, run 7 of 8 already. Oof, what are we missing? You do not need to pass this to. Oh, okay. It's optional bonus, but it's 7 of 8. Wait, it's not. Is it actually referring to that? Optional bonus, but we failed. Wait, if that's 7, where's 8? Where's 8? If that was 7, where's 8? Weird, okay. I guess that counts as 8. Okay, let's look at the documentation for this, because I read something. Options, there we go. You can also use marked.setOptions. Oh. Add BR on single line breaks. Didn't we need that? What's one of the requirements? BR, yeah. Okay, so we need one of those. So we're gonna need a mark.setOptions, an object. In our code. Wait, the one I'm working with currently, yeah. Maybe right at the top, mark.setOptions. In there, I guess. And one of them is gonna be the breaks. It's a boolean, so we want breaks to be true. What else? Wait, what's the first one? When I click a link rendered by my Markdown period, the link is open up in a new tab. Is there an option for that? Smarty pants. Oh. Your ID, set a base URL, GFM. An object container? Sanitize. If true, sanitization process with the sanitizer function. Will that mean that we can prevent like attacks? But if you do that, it will call. Wait, so sanitize will call sanitizer, but its default is null. Am I reading that right or not really? I need to really understand how Node works. Wow, web workers and all these stuff. Let's turn sanitize on, just in case. Which one comes first? Sanitize, let's turn it on. An object? Render tokens to HTML. Wait, what? What is this now? Something, the documentation. Okay. Block quote is string and quote. HTML. Heading. List. This thing is quite advanced, wow. Wait, what? Links? You changed the reference? Okay, let's see if we can find a solution here using... What do we need to do? So marked. Open link in new window. We want to add target blank somehow to them. Have they added it yet? That's something to look at, but did they not add it? Oh, here's a modified one, okay. So you can sanitize? Feature creep. Oh wow. Here's a much needed option. I'm gonna go with that. Right, this is a constant. We might have to change this. So if we click on the link, what will happen right now? There we go. Okay, so that opens in a new link. So all we're doing is taking the reference, the title and the text, and then replacing the A part with a target equal to, and then blank. Pretty cool. Then we pass all of the tests, including the optionals, because we added the breaks to true, unmarked, and didn't mention anything about the links. That was one of them. Cool, so yeah, that pretty much wait, what? What I've... Oh, is that part of it? You need a renderer as well? Oh, in that case we're gonna have to put that there, move that out, put that up there, stick that there. There we go. I think that's it. And we passed the test, so all that's left tomorrow is to create a prettier version of this. I have to put some thought into it. I want a side-by-side view. I just feel that'll make sense, so you edit your content here, you see it here. Didn't think it would be that simple. Wow. Well, I mean, I was expecting to do it from the start, so you find a tag like this, and then whatever is after it, you make it bold, like creating our own marked library. But then when they tell us just use marked, that's so much easier. They did say we can use it, or what did they say about it? You don't need to pass Markdown yourself. You can import the marked library. You don't need. I wonder if we should do it ourselves. Because all we're really doing is basically using marked. We're just hosting marked. That's literally all we're doing. We created a marked web app, basically. So it kind of feels like it defeats the purpose of learning? We learned how to apply someone else's library to our application. But the application itself, the code itself is doing all the hard work, heavy lifting. The marked file. And add an actual image. Yeah, well, I think that's it then. I can't see of anything else that I can really add, so I think I'm gonna end things off for now. The functionality is done. I mean, I'm trying to think what else I need to add, but I can't think of anything. What I really like is if you edit this, then like you see it in real time. That's so crazy. It's so cool. And you can also do that or that. What would the next one be? Oh, and that creates a numbered list. That's cool. Yeah, okay, well... I don't have a default value in there. I cleared it, my bad. Let's just reload this pen. And let me just make sure the formatting is correct on this. Yes, it is. Stick that in there. Save it. Make sure that the test store runs fine. Yes, it does. Cool. Yeah, so all that's left tomorrow is just to style this. And that's it. The logic is there. It is working. I'm happy with that. It was a nice and quick one. Yeah, if we keep it up at this rate, then we can do a project today. I can't wait. But yeah, until then, until tomorrow, bye for now.